Hello, everybody, and welcome to Atheist Sunday School, your one-stop shop for everything Atheist Sunday and school. And boy, do we have a show for you today. We have Landon Noll with us. Everybody, welcome him.
Clap for Landon. Landon's a great guy. We love Landon. Landon, how are you?
Good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone and latitude. And hello from your friendly secular strong.
How you doing, Landon? Are you doing well?
I'm doing very well in various ways.
How was?
And I say that in a way to convey useful information. There's more details behind it. And how are you folks doing? And how are folks in the chat?
Well, I sure hope they're doing okay. How's Antarctica?
Well, Antarctica is currently a little bit on the cold side. In fact, I just talked to my folks at Vostok was last week, and it was minus 70 there. But, you know, if you have to ask if that's Fahrenheit or Celsius, it doesn't matter. It's still...
Well, that's cool.
That's nice and that's toasty for Antarctica.
Yeah.
So, anyways, some announcements?
We have announcements.
So, I have begun work on the Lilith video.
Yes, the Lilith 2 video.
Well, it's just going to be called something about Lilith. I'm not going to call it Lilith 2 because less people are going to look up the original, like, the etymology of it. So I'm going to stick to Lilith. So I'm working on that now. I have a couple more books in the mail that I'm waiting for. You are...
I'm about 20,000 words into the script to the Occult Nazism video.
And that's gonna be in multiple parts.
So there must be a lot of Nazi occult stuff then, if there's that much.
Oh, there's a lot. Well, basically, I'm covering the religious sentiments and the pseudoscience and stuff that was going around Austria and Germany before the First and Second World Wars, and then I'm gonna go into like the strictly occult, like lodges and different movements and
societies.
It's gonna be long.
Yeah,
it's gonna probably be about 2 hours.
Like in total, yeah. So it's gonna be cut up into parts, and we're gonna have
miniseries.
We're gonna have David Lerson also, who is a historian and wrote one of the books that we used as a source.
Yep.
So
we're gonna have him
Milwaukee resident.
We're gonna have him read some excerpts.
Yeah.
And all this is the reason why you want to become a patron, so that you can hear these wonderful productions that are being produced.
Speaking of Patreon, Lawrence, have you published that thing on Patreon yet?
Oh, the English translation?
Yes, I managed to get from an anonymous German guy an English translation of the first article that appears in the first issue of Ostara.
Which is the
it's
magazine,
titled,
I think?
Like, The Empire of the Blondes and the Dark Ones.
Oh, gosh.
So it's at the root of this kind of stuff.
Yes, it is.
And we have the
only
copy translated
the only English translation.
Yes, the only English translation.
So come and check it out once you post that.
Yeah, because the thing is, I was going to post it in the description of the Esoteric Nazism video, but I can post it beforehand on Patreon publicly.
Yep.
There you go.
So that's going to be there.
If you're interested in that, I'll be referencing the article a couple times in the Occult Nazism video, or series of videos, probably. And yeah, you can go read it now if you're a Patreon, or not
right now.
Like,
I will post it, yeah.
That's
shortly.
Right. If you're your own content supporting network like Patreon, you should do this. Everybody's calling it Patreon. They're patrons, guys.
Yeah, so become a patron.
Yeah, you're like,
the thing is, even if you're
become a Patreon, I'm like, the whole company?
Yeah, I hate when people say that.
It's funny, though.
Here's the thing. You don't even have to be a patron in order to see it, because I'm going to be posting it publicly.
Yes. But it gives you a good reason to come check us out on Patreon
Yeah,
and see all of our
But
cool.
if you wanted to have the 2-hour video on esoteric things relating to certain German occult stuff, you should join the Patreon service and support this channel.
So
Yes.
with that, I think we've done enough shilling.
Yes.
But let's jump to the next announcements. The point pyramid. We were going to do that. We were going to do that this week.
We were.
But Chris is having some personal issues. Not this Chris. Chris
Hi.
Hansen from Biblical History.
Well, we
Skeptics.
don't need to get into Chris's personal stuff.
No, we're not going to get into it. But he's
Okay.
going through some personal issues. So hopefully that all gets resolved. Hopefully everything gets better. And yeah, hopefully that happens soon. Because
Yep.
we do have it already.
I'm so glad I don't have any problems right now.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, you're just fine.
Those are really, I guess, the only important announcements.
Yeah.
So let's.
The 666 donation drive.
Yes.
That's
We
right.
received some donations yesterday.
Yes.
Or not yesterday.
Last
Last
time.
episode.
Yes, and we are up to about 370.
370.
Yeah.
Wow. We are
getting
making
there.
So we're
progress.
getting there because
We're gonna have to go to the science surplus store and start buying some old-looking alchemical equipment and doing some research.
and you have a bunch of stuff in your house that just looks really old,
Oh,
so
yeah,
we can
those,
use.
those vials right there.
Yeah.
Great.
Now, I will put out a word of caution that some of the so-called alchemical things are not healthy in
Well,
any ways. So
we're
if
okay
they
with
want you to start doing things with things like mercury and so forth, unless you have a qualified lab and suitable production stuff, you might want to think about other ways of producing gold, or whatever you're going to
there's
produce.
two options. I still have a contact at my high school for the chemistry lab. I could just ask. I'm the guy who reorganized their entire collection for all the chemicals, so they'll let me back there still. I just have to ask.
We could
Yeah,
ask.
I mean, if it's under, with appropriate safety
Yeah.
precautions by qualified people, go for it.
Yep. I mean, I could also ask, do you remember Mr. Spikala?
Yeah, let's buy.
I love Spikala. I had him for a class that I didn't have. It's a weird story,
Okay,
but
I don't
I
wanna
was in
hear
the
it.
wrong period.
Okay.
And I thought I had him, but he was like, you're definitely in the right period, man, because he was so happy with all my answers.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I didn't have him, and sucked. But he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. Anyways, so that's
that.
yeah. Those are some announcements. So let's hop right into the 100-point show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, fantastic. And I have my question ready, as I do nowadays.
Wowzers.
Yeah, I know, it's real incredible. Who is often seen as being the spouse of Lilith, aside from Adam?
Machiavelli.
And I mean like a husband, not just like a mate. She had plenty of mates, because she just would go around
Is it-
fucking guys, and
Is it Lucifer?
it's not Lucifer.
Is it a snake?
No, it's
Damn.
not a snake. What is your guess, Landon?
Okay, could you repeat the question? Because I did not hear it due to a network interruption.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize.
Who is often seen as being the spouse of Lilith, aside from Adam?
It's the spouse of Lilith? I don't know, Eve?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be. I'd watch that. No, the answer is Samael.
Samael. Okay.
Samael. That's the answer.
Well, now we know.
Nobody gets 100 points. Everyone sucks.
Now,
What's
what about
your
the chat? Did they get it?
No, they did not.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. What is your 100-point show question?
Okay, this is a little more obscure, harder to answer. What was the length in inches of Fat Man, the bomb?
Oh, the bomb in inches.
Batman?
The
Batman bomb?
Yeah.
The bomb, yep.
Yeah, that one was on. I always get them mixed up.
Nagasaki.
That one was on
I
Nagasaki.
think so.
Okay. I don't know.
You talk about Fat Man.
Yeah.
I thought you said Batman.
Batman.
Oh
Well,
In inches.
Are you referring to with it? Are you talking about the criticality device? Are you talking about the fin on the back? Are you talking about?
Well, I looked it up on Wikipedia,
Great.
and it said the length was a certain amount of inches of the device.
I'm
so
gonna
I
go-
figured-
Well, there's a common distance, but I'll go ahead.
I'm gonna go with 200 inches.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with 1,370.
That's
not
a
even,
lot, no.
Not even close. So if you include the full device
Oh, the Fat
and the
Man.
tail, the 3.3 meters comes to about 128 inches.
Yes, that was the answer that I was looking for. You got the 100 points.
Wow.
Damn.
Woohoo!
In fact, let's give you 128 points.
Wow. Because they're arbitrary, and you have to keep track of them now.
Does it show up on the screen saying 100 points when I win the 100 points? Is that
No, but we could
in the
make
camera
that.
bird?
Man, that sounds like I have to push more buttons.
Yeah, I don't.
Probably, yeah.
Well, if Chris wanted to do some work, we probably could keep a running score for the 100.
We could
point
do a
show.
lot of stuff.
I
yeah.
could do a lot of things, but the points were supposed to be arbitrary, so I didn't feel like a
They are
metrics
arbitrary.
They are.
to keep track of them was
All
necessary.
right, but let's do the final 100-point show question.
okay.
So by the way, chat, courtesy of somebody else is live feeding me their chat stream. So hi there, OT, and there it's Rachel and all these people. So in terms of and in fact, in talking about in terms of communications, if you were within the so-called United Kingdom, and you wanted to call or raise or get hold of the telephone operator, what would you do?
You said an operator? Like the
Yes,
phone
if
when
you
you
were in
call
the
somebody, you're
so-called
like,
United Kingdom, because it's in United, and you wanted to get a hold of the operator, telephone operator, what would you do?
Press 0.
go to 1950? I don't know.
Press 411.
I think it's 0.
It was 0 in the U.S.
It is?
Well, I remember.
I thought it was
getting
1
the
in the
operator.
US.
And so I'm going to see, does the chat room know? Because none of these people do.
I could try pound or
See,
hashtag.
I
but
never
whatever.
got an operator.
Yeah, I think I called an operator by accident once.
I've never called an operator. I'm older than you guys.
Are there still operators?
Yes, there are.
That's crazy. Is there like one of
What?
them?
In the U.S., equivalent of the U.S. in the U.S. of dialing 0, in the so-called United Kingdom, is you dial 100.
100.
Oh, we should have guessed that.
I should've
Oh my
guessed
god.
that.
Yeah.
Again. He did it again.
And the thing is, every time he's on the show, it's always 100-point related. But we always forget that.
Well,
and
I didn't
we never
forget it.
get
I didn't forget it. I
no.
was just hoping that it wasn't for once.
Yeah,
100.
it's like, oh, is it finally not something 100-point related?
Nope, it was 100. Oh, well.
Oh, man. Well, that was unfortunate.
Good
Yeah,
job on
let's
the show.
let's
So
hop
100
right.
is the operator telephone number in the so-called United Kingdom.
Well, let's hop right into the readings, guys. What a bummer, man. We're idiots.
Well, I have the King James Version of the Bible.
I have the English Standard Version.
We also have the Hebrew Bible, a translation with commentary by Robert Alter.
We also have Landon's Bible.
Yeah, Landon,
The
what Bible do you have?
New American Standard Bible.
New American. Oh, we also have
New American Standard Bible.
the Holy
American.
Scriptures,
American.
according to some Jews.
We also have the New King James Version, the
Yep.
second best. Second only to the King James.
We also have the.
What is the valuation function of it being second best? Is it like second best traditional, second best in
It's just the new one.
fiction?
It's
Yeah.
just the new
Well,
version of the best one.
It's just a new version of the best one. So you know how you always want the first edition copy of the book, if you're a collector.
The first edition Bible is
the King James, the
that was
first
the very
edition.
first one written.
For sure. Also,
It's the one with the unicorns and giants and leprechauns.
Reuben is
and-
forced to believe that the King James Bible is the best because
Because
that's
he's
the
been
one,
reading it this whole
that's the
time.
one he started with.
Yeah. We also have the Old Testament survey from the New Interpreter's Bible.
We also have the
this is
evangelical
for next week. This is for next week.
Oh.
Give me that.
Well, okay.
Okay. So for next week, we will be starting Esther.
Okay.
Esther.
What?
Esther, not confused with ether. Esther.
Yeah, not confused with that. So we're going to be starting Esther next week. So I picked up a commentary. This is the Evangelical Exegetical Commentary of the Book of Esther by Anthony Tomasino. He is a smart guy. I've read a couple of his papers.
Move your hand.
Don't always have to agree with him.
Wrong hand. I'm zoomed in on you. Show him the book.
Oh, this one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There
So
you go.
this is the book right here.
It's just for Esther.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Because that's what a lot of commentaries are, just on one book. So
Let me see that.
there you go.
Well, it also has a description on the back.
Okay, let's not get into that right now.
Wow.
We'll
Yeah,
read that next
it has
week.
a description, but that's going to be for next week. But now let's stop wasting time because
What?
it has
None of
been
this is
16
that.
minutes.
That's normal.
No, it's not.
It's
It's
completely
10 minutes is
normal.
normal.
15.
Oh, whatever.
Whatever. I feel like we've been going for too long on this. Let's
that's
hop
on
right
you.
into the readings. We are reading Nehemiah chapters 10 through 13. We are finishing Nehemiah today.
Yep, and then next week we're getting into Esther. So I'll get us started. I have the King James Version of the Bible. Okay. Now, those that sealed were Nehemiah, the Tirshatha, the son of Hachaliah, and Zidkiah, Seraiah, Azariah, Jeremiah, Pashur, Amariah, Malchiah, Hattush,
Amazing.
Shebaniah, Maluk, Harim, Meremoth, Obadiah, Daniel, Ginnathan, Baruch, Meshulam, Abijah, Midjamin, Maaziah, Bilgai, Shemaiah. These were the priests. And the Levites.
Oh, by the way, that was all one sentence, just so you know.
I love those.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, and this may be a request for your scholarship. The people who decided what verses were what decided that you needed to have groups of 3 people for a verse, right? So second verse was 3 folks, and third verse was 3 folks, and fourth folks were few. Why did they think you needed to have 3 per verse? How per verse?
Maybe it was just rhythmic in the ancient Hebrew
I have absolutely
or
no
Aramaic.
idea. I know for some of the chapters it kind of
This
depended on the
sounds like
book.
a job for information science.
Anyways,
Too bad I don't care.
so
I mean, because I asked this because in verse 1 it says and Zedekiah, comma. So why wouldn't you say blah and blah, comma, blah and blah? If it's a metering thing, right?
Yeah.
But no, they did it in 3s, like as if someone said, well, we better put Daniel in on a first thing because someone might have to refer to verse 6, right? Why isn't that just one sentence in one verse?
You know about
I have no idea.
the movie theater poster marks with name titling and stuff? People want to have their name first in the credits and at the beginning of the movie and on the poster or any advertisements. And the way that they list those is never alphabetical, and the way that they get around getting past some of those tropes is by layering the text so that all of them appear first in some way or another. Sometimes you'll notice when they have multiple movie stars in a movie. And I think in many ways perhaps is giving credit to each one of them in a significant enough manner that they get their own line, you know? Maybe it has something to do with making sure that they get their thing in.
I mean, because they could have, if that was the case, they would have added one verse per name, right?
Well,
so,
I mean,
so why didn't verse 1 go all the way through the set of names? Why did they have to break
listen,
the
I don't
verse
know.
up into?
I'm going
probably
to
a rhythmic
assume
thing, I'm
that it's
guessing.
just
it could
a
be
rhythmic
tradition and
thing.
rhythm. That's my guess.
My best guess is a rhythmic thing.
Like,
Okay.
But I
Okay.
honestly just want to get
Thanks.
through these names.
like, I mean, you ever read Bukowski's poetry?
Yes, the
Why
end.
does he do his indentations at any point, really? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But, anyways.
He's got a sentence that goes through the whole book.
And the Levites, both Jeshua the son of Azaniah, Binui the sons of Hanadad, Kadmiel, and their brethren, Shabaniah, Hodiah, Kelita, Peliah, Hanan, Micah, Rehob, Hashabiah, Zakur, Sherebiah, Shebaniah, Hodiah, Bani, Beninu, the chief of the people, Parosh, Pahath Moab, Elam, Zathu, Bani, Bunny.
See, there were 5 people there.
Yes, and each of them are less significant than the ones who get grouped in 3. That's my guess. There you go.
I think most of this, aside from a few of the people listed earlier, are not that important.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the people that actually think this is the word of God and that these names are somehow divinely inspired? Or something?
Yeah, God was a terrible author.
Yeah. Bunny, Asgad, Bebai, Adoniah, Bigvai, Adin, Ater, Hizkiah, Azor, Hodiah, Hashum, Bezai, Harif, Anathoth, Nebai, Magpash, Meshulam, Hazor, Meshezabel, Zadok, Jedua, Pelatiah, Hanan, Anaiah, Hoshea, Hananiah, Hashub, Halohesh, Peleha, Shobek, Rehum, Hashabna, Maaseah, and Ahiah, Hanan, Anan, Maluk, Harim, Bana.
So did the King James Version put an "and" in there, or was that you?
No, the King James Version puts an "and" in there.
Mine didn't say an "and."
You
See,
know,
that's
King
why
James
the
is
King
best
James version is the best version. It breaks up the monotony a little bit.
Now, if you're doing like the typical thing of
You know,
saying
hold on,
blah,
hold on.
comma, blah, comma, blah, comma, and blah, right? But it
Yeah.
said "and" kind of 2/3 of the way down. It didn't make sense.
If you want to break up some of this stuff, why would you even write this in the first place?
Didn't you want to finish it? Is it done yet?
The list is done.
Oh, good.
The list is now done.
Yes.
Do we
that
get a
was
story or something now?
27 verses of a list.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
And the rest of the people, the priests, the Levites, and the porters, the singers, the Nethinim, and all they that had separated themselves from the people of the land unto the law of God, their wives, their sons, and their daughters, everyone having knowledge and having understanding, they clave to their brethren, their nobles, and entered into a curse and into an oath to walk in God's law, which was given by Moses, the servant of God, and to observe
All
and
of
do
it?
all his commandments of the Lord our Lord, and his judgments and his statutes. It's interesting that they say that they entered into a curse there. Is that in...
I have into a curse and an oath.
Yeah, mine says
Well, I
into
mean,
a
all that
curse
stuff
and
about
into an oath.
mixed claws and all that sort of stuff. Some of that is better than others. And
Yeah, okay, so here's what I
even
have.
all of it.
The translation that Alter uses is the... Wait, hold on. What verse was that?
That
29.
29.
29, okay.
Yes.
Oh, and he's using the Hebrew, so it would be It would be the one before it.
Mm.
Yeah. So he has. No, it'd be the one after. I'm wrong.
Oh, never mind.
What?
I'm like flickered. It's still flickering, but it seems like it's on.
Okay. I'm just checking because this is the Hebrew
Sure.
and it's the versing is a little bit different.
Mm.
So let's see. Yeah. Okay. So I think they entered into a curse and an oath to walk in God's. Okay. I have the oath and the vow. The first of these two terms, Allah, usually implies an oath in which the person taking it agrees to suffer dire consequences if he does not strictly fulfill it.
Oh, so the curse is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Jonah in the chat says, and take an oath with sanctions.
That would make sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes so
is this like
it's
a vow?
Just, yeah, it's just like I will do this, this, and this.
And if I don't,
and if I don't,
Yeah.
then
Strike me down.
Yeah.
Wow, we
A
said it.
pox on my
How did we
family
both
for
say
20
that?
smite me,
generations.
almighty smiter.
Yeah.
I just think it's really
Yes.
funny.
Unfriend me on some social media. Or something.
I have that?
And that we would not give our daughters unto the people of the land, nor take their daughters for our sons. And if the people of the land, so that's your no intermarriage, none of that.
Yeah.
No marrying anyone who isn't part of your
That's
tribe.
the good old covenant.
That's, reasonable. There's a lot of genetic diversity in there.
Marry a good blah 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 girl, right?
So
Yeah.
these are the obligations of the covenant, right? Like these are
Right.
the deal that they're making.
Yeah.
And the people who sealed the covenant that we just went over, if you notice, none of them are Ezra.
That is correct.
Huh.
Why
Yeah.
does Ezra not
appear
engage in
there?
this?
I don't know.
Because Nehemiah does.
Yeah, Nehemiah.
And
does.
Ezra has appeared in
Yep.
Nehemiah multiple
Twice.
times.
Yeah,
Well,
Whatever.
couldn't tell you.
let's see.
I wish there was.
More answers, but this is ancient shit.
Does any commentary on this list that we read?
On the list? No.
No commentary on the list.
He should have just said this part sucks again. Like he did for-
Yeah, that was great.
yeah.
Ah, man, I loved it. He was like, this next part of the Bible may be the least useful part of the Bible. And I was like, huh, that's going to blow ass.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath or on the holy day, that we would leave the 7th year and the exaction of every debt. Also, we make ordinances for us to charge ourselves yearly with the 3rd part of a shekel for the service of the house of our God.
A third part of a
So
shekel.
so why is it about that they're getting debts every 7 years? Why don't the Bible thumpers, for example, demand that the government forgive student debts every 7 years?
Well, they should support it.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a so-called God-fearing Christian nation. Well, maybe that's the excuse, right? It was Jews that did it, and not Christians or something.
Ah,
Yeah. So, basically, if you believe in God, you need to support,
We could try to
debt
make that
forgiveness.
argument.
Yeah. Well, it's for being intellectually consistent with your values.
Yeah, but it's like
right?
it's always so weird. Like, do you want people to be intellectually consistent, or do you want them to be good people?
Good
Well,
people.
I think I
Like,
found
it's kinda-
one thing in this book that I agree with, which is getting rid of debt. That's fine by me. Finally, one good thing.
yep. Ruben doesn't hate this part.
Even though it's surrounded by like,
a list and another list.
and then it's like, don't marry people of other races.
But you should
Like,
forgive
it's-
debt occasionally.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Debt. That's great. For the showbread.
Is
and for
this,
the-
is this, by the way, that why for example, certain Jewish families try to make sure that their sons marry proper Jewish girls. Is
Yeah,
this
well,
how,
always something to do with
how
that.
they cite it, or what's the justification for that?
Within Judaism, you are considered a Jew if your mother is a Jew.
Yeah.
So if your mother isn't a Jew, you won't be considered a Jew. So therefore, if a Jewish male produces babies with a non-Jew, the Jewish grandparents are like, oh no, they're not.
They're not
you know,
Jewish.
They're not Jewish. They're not part of our tribe.
Yeah, but it's like at the same time, like first of all, there's still 100% your blood,
Yeah.
like just like every other
Well,
grandparent.
not 100%. They're
Well, they are. I know what you mean. Yes.
reasonable.
They are definitely of your bloodline,
Yeah.
Yes.
just like every other grandparent to every other grandchild in history.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So,
One.
so this kind of stuff is not that sentiment is not backed up by this kind of verse. It's more by tradition.
Well, this might be the origin of some of that.
I doubt it's the
sentiment.
origin because
Well,
obviously for it to be written down by
Well, yeah,
people in this
I mean,
thing
people had to have it. But
already believe
like,
that. Yeah.
Among modern Jews, this might be one factor in it.
Yep.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
discount that. But I think there's other things that are more relevant to it.
Sure.
Um,
Well, let's continue.
Anyways, for the showbread, for the continual meat offering, and for the continual burnt offering of the Sabbaths, of the new moons, for the set feasts, and for the holy things, and for the sin offerings to make an atonement for Israel, and for all the work of the house of our God. And we cast the lots among the priests. Ooh.
Of course you did.
Ooh, casting lots. That is illegal, isn't it?
You know, it gets kind of weird. I see a lot of stuff in here about casting lots. So yours says for the priests.
Yeah, because traditionally in like a shamanistic culture, it would either be a priest or a household leader who would do the divining, right? In other cultures, they went to specific oracles. Like in Greece, they had female oracles. I'm not sure if they
So
had male
here,
oracles.
there is commentary on this.
What?
So if you want to finish the verse.
Okay. And we cast lots among the priests and the Levites and the people for the wood offering to bring it into the house of our God after the houses of our fathers, at times appointed year by year, to burn upon the altar of the Lord our God, as it is written in the law.
All right. So let's get this commentary. So this system of casting lots for who is to bring wood for the altar, for the altar fires is an innovation. The phrase wood offering is a bit odd because the wood is not an offering, and the proper sense seems to be the wood for the offering. It is noteworthy that this list of items in the solemn commitment by the people is highly selective. It begins with the ban on intermarriage, then the Sabbath, followed by the sabbatical year, with all the stipulations afterward, by far the majority of items related to the maintenance of the temple cult. This was, of course, the great moment of renewal after the rebuilding of the temple.
Okay, so they're not
hold on.
divining with
No.
these casting lots. They're just doing it to like pick people.
But one may detect here evidence of Ezra's priestly agenda. It is certainly surprising that nothing of the ethical injunctions of the Torah... Wait, hold on, that's a weird sentence. It is certainly surprising that nothing of the ethical injunctions of the Torah and its calls for social justice appears in the Amana. And I don't know what that means.
Good.
Why don't you look up that word,
Okay.
and I'll continue reading.
Okay.
And to bring the first fruits of our ground and the first fruits...
I got it already.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Wait, what? Hold on.
Nah.
So when we're talking about the document, the sealed document for the covenant,
Yes.
the people who were sealed
Yes.
in the covenant, it says here the phrase when it talks about sealed copies, the phrase could also conceivably mean those who are sealed or signed. The main point is that this appears to be a legal formula though parsing its precise terms is somewhat uncertain. This looks very much like the actual document of the Amana, beginning with the names of all the signatories, and then proceeding to the terms of the solemn commitment made by the people and the leaders at this assembly. I'm going to look up that actual term, though, because I don't know what that means.
Yes, look that up. And I will read. And to bring the first fruits of our ground, and for the first fruits of all the fruits of all the trees, year by year, unto the house of the Lord also. The firstborn of our sons and of our cattle, as is written in the law, and of the fatlings of our herd and of our flocks, to bring to the house of our God unto the priests that minister in the house of our God. And that we should bring the first fruits of our dough and our offerings, and the fruit of all manner of trees, of wine and oil, unto the priests of the chambers of the house of our God, and the tithes of our ground unto the Levites, that the same Levites might have the tithes in all the cities of our tillage. And the priest, the son of Aaron, shall be with the Levites, when the Levites take tithes. And the Levites shall bring up the tithe of the tithes unto the house of our God to the chambers into the treasure house. For the children of Israel and the children of Levi shall bring the offering of corn, of the new wine, and the oil unto the chambers, where are the vessels of the sanctuary. And the priests that minister, and the porters, and the singers, and we will not forsake the house of God. And that's the end.
So,
That's the
couple
end of
things.
chapter 10.
that is the end of chapter 10.
If you're enjoying it, give a like.
Yes, give us a like if you're enjoying the stream. Even if you're not, you can give us a dislike. We don't care.
I see 19 people. I should see 19 reactions.
Yes, and I have a couple things here. So first of all, the meaning of amana.
Yes.
It's faith, support of a covenant or of financial support.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like an agreement or some sort of
They
firm
give me
regulation.
50 gold or whatever a month. You guys are broke. 'Cause
It's kind of actually that makes perfect sense because when they were talking about this being a curse and a vow, or the oath, I guess, that would fit perfectly in that context. So, anyways, what's another thing? So this section obviously reflects a lot of the stuff that we learned from Leviticus about priests getting, the portions
Yes.
of every sacrifice.
I mean,
and
going over all,
I wish I didn't know that, but I do.
But plus,
but they also take the firstborn sons of every marital couple, right? The firstborn son is given unto God. And it's detailed in there.
Sure.
Which means that
What
there
do you
would
mean by
be.
taking?
It means that there would be a large number of people who would be forced into the priesthood or like something akin to it, temple work.
well, after rebuilding a temple, you would want to make sure nothing happens to it.
Yeah,
So
so
you
they
have to
would
force people into it.
they would need
Conscription.
all of
Correct.
these sacrifices in order to survive. There would just be a
Yeah.
massive number of people who didn't have any other skills or training
Yeah.
and couldn't afford to feed themselves.
Yeah. But anyways, that's the end of chapter 10. Let's hop right into chapter 11, shall we?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab more coffee.
Go right ahead, buddy. You do that. Now, the leaders of the people lived in Jerusalem, and the rest of the people cast lots to bring 1 out of 10 to live in Jerusalem, the holy city, while 9 out of 10 remained in the other towns. And the people...
So they actually had a exact multiple of 10 people, right? So
so a tenth of the people, or a tenth of the guys at least, would have been part of this.
the guys, or would the daughters count as well?
They would probably not be in there, because I don't think they could have been priests.
That's right.
Yeah, that was mostly just household stuff, which is why for a long time there was, when they were talking about religion, in early biblical scholarship and differentiating between like popular religion and official religion, they'd be like, see, if there's a female goddess, that means the women worshipped it. Well, that's not exactly accurate. While the women couldn't be priests, they would certainly worship in their, it wasn't a specifically like female cult or anything. There were women that could obviously worship whatever god they felt like worshiping in ancient Israel. They just could not be priests at the Jerusalem temple, which was seen by the people at the Jerusalem temple to be the orthodoxy in a sense. It was the right one. That's why the Bible, being written by the scribes, so they're already elite, being written from that perspective, that's why every single thing in here shows support for Jerusalem and the Jerusalem cult. So that's why when we see any attacks on the north, on the like Israel, instead of I don't know if I should call it Israel proper. I don't know how that would work. But the northern region, that's why there's so many attacks on that, because most of this was written from a Judite perspective, because that's where their orthodoxy effectively was. Anyways, so 10th of the people, and the people blessed all the men who willingly offered to live in Jerusalem.
Answer that question.
Wow, I could have just read that. These are the chiefs of the province who lived in Jerusalem. But in the towns of Judah, everyone lived on his property in their towns. Israel, the priests, the Levites, the temple servants, and the descendants of Solomon's servants. And in Jerusalem lived certain of the sons of Judah and of the sons of Benjamin. That's interesting that Benjamin's included in there, because was Benjamin a southern tribe or was that northern? I feel like they were northern.
Well, I think.
Oh, you might be able to find a map.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. This one has more maps, by the way. But yeah, definitely check if there's not a map in there, then there are definitely maps in here. See if
I'm looking if there's an index back here.
Okay. Anyways, where was I? Benjamin.
Verse 4?
And Judah, yes. Of the sons of Judah, Athaiah, the son of Uzziah, son of Zechariah, son of Amariah, son of Shephatiah, son of Mahalel, of the sons of Perez, and Messiah, the son of Baruch, son of Kohozel, son of Haziah, son of Hadiah, son of Jerib, son of Zechariah, son of the Shilonite. All the sons of Perez who lived in Jerusalem were 468 valiant men. And these are the sons of Benjamin. Salu, the son of Meshullam, son of Joed, son of Pedaiah, son of Kaliah, son of Messiah, son of Ithiel, son of Josiah, and his brothers, men of valor, 928. Joel, the son of Zikri, was their overseer, and Judah, the son of Hasanua, was second over the city. And according to Jonah, Benjamin was on the right, on the northern-southern border, placed between Judah and Ephraim. Okay.
Ooh. Well, I couldn't find a map.
Okay.
There isn't.
Did you check in
one.
here?
Well, no, I couldn't find a map in that book.
Yeah, there's no
Like
map
there
in
are
the New Dora
maps,
Explorer movie
but
either.
there
apparently.
isn't.
A split between all the tribes.
A political map.
Yeah, and I don't remember, because when they were dividing the land, I don't remember any of that stuff. Anyways, of the priests, Jediah, the son of Joarib, Yakin, Sariah, the son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, son of Marioth, son of Ahitub, ruler of the house of God, and their brothers who did the work of the house, 822. And Adiah, the son of Jeroham, son of Pelaliah, son of Amzi, son of Zechariah, son of Pashur, son of Melchiah, and his brothers, heads of fathers' houses, 242. And
Okay, I found it. So this, if our viewers would like to see, is a political map.
You're gonna switch to his camera.
Yeah, switch to my camera. I gotta see exactly.
Maybe move it a
where
little
this is.
closer too.
Move it up also.
So,
Alright.
where my finger is the land of Benjamin on a map of the areas. It is right underneath a frame. And
So point to where Jerusalem is on that map.
Jerusalem. Oh, jeez.
Probably a little south. Where
Yeah,
your finger is.
I'm looking. There's Jerusalem. So there's Jerusalem.
Yeah, they're pretty close. They're no more
and
than like
Benjamin
a bit away.
is just north of Jerusalem and just south of like Bethel and a little to the west of Jericho.
Okay. So upon entering the land. So and yeah, that would make perfect sense.
Finally, this Oxford Companion was
useful.
useful for something.
Thank you for the map.
Use maybe like 8 to 12.
We've tried.
We've tried.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the only mention of we had Judah and the Benjaminites. Those are the ones that were listed.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, and Amashai, the son of Azarel, son of Azai, son of Meshulamoth, son of Immer, and their brothers, mighty men of valor, 128. Their overseer was Zabdiel, the son of Haggedolim, and and of the Levites, Shemaiah, the son of Hashub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, son of Buni, and Shabbathai, and Jozabad, of the chiefs of the Levites, who were over the outside work of the house of God, and Mattaniah, the son of Micah, son of Zabdi, son of Asaph, who was the leader of the praise, who gave thanks, and Bakbukiah, the second among his brothers, and Abda, the son of Shammua, son of Galal, son of Jeduthun. All the Levites in the holy city were 284. This is not fun. The gatekeepers.
Okay, so
the
like
gatekeepers.
previously, they had been listing like a list of people who've signed a document.
Yes.
Now they're listing the chiefs of the areas of Israel, right?
No,
you
this
speak
is
up
in
a bit?
Jerusalem.
Oh, the chief of the provinces that dwelt in Jerusalem. Okay, and they're establishing genealogy for these specific people.
Yeah.
Again.
But if they don't get brought up, or if they don't do anything special within the next 2 chapters, I don't see them being important characters.
Okay.
And
Most of the people we go through in lists have not been important characters.
And they don't get brought up again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had thought while you were doing this, by the way, that it would be interesting to do an indexing project where I found all the names.
That's probably done already.
Yeah, but I'd like to, the number of times things are referenced. If
That's probably
it's
done
not
already.
done, then yeah, I would have done it.
I'm guessing it already is.
I'm gonna guess it's done too. But either way, it'd be interesting to see that.
I agree.
And to see if they even bring up guys.
God and
again.
Jesus are up there at the very
Oh
top.
yeah. Well, let's hope so. They're up there.
They're the main characters.
You get it?
That's the big story
They're
arc.
up there.
yeah.
Yeah.
The gatekeepers, Akub, Talmon, and their brothers who kept watch at the gates were 172. And the rest of Israel and of the priests and the Levites were in all the towns of Judah, everyone in his inheritance. But the temple servants lived in Ophel, and Ziha and Gishpa were over the temple servants. The overseer of the Levites in Jerusalem was Uzi, the son of Bani, son of Hashabiah, son of Mattaniah, son of Micah, of the sons of Asaph, the singers, over the work of the house of God. For there was a command from the king concerning them, and this is the interesting that this is the overseer of the Levites.
Mhm.
So, anyways, there was a command from the king concerning them, and a fixed provision for the singers as every day required. So they were like special. Okay.
You mean retarded?
No, I mean like they were handpicked not just by
Oh.
not just by the Jews at this point or the Israelites, but also by the king. And Pethiah, the son of Meshezabel of the sons of Zerah, the son of Judah, was at the king's side in all matters concerning the people. And as for the villages with their fields, some of the people of Judah lived in Kiriath Arba and its villages, and in Dibon and its villages, and in Jekabziel and its villages, and in Jeshua, and in Molada, and Pelet, in Hazar Shual, in Beersheba and its villages, in Ziklag, in Mechana and its villages, in Enrimon, in Zorah, in Jarmuth, Zanoah, Adullam, and their villages, Lachish and its fields, and Azekah and its villages. So they encamped from Beersheba to the valley of Hinnom. The people of Benjamin also lived from Geba onward at Michmash, Aya, Bethel and its villages, Anathoth, Nob, Ananiah, Hazor, Ramah, Gitaim, Hadid.
Oh,
What?
somebody's mic died. I think it's Ruben's. One moment. Doesn't matter. You can keep going. No, I know.
Okay. Okay. Anyways, I hope that's all good.
Oh, I'll fix it. No problem.
But I need to be heard.
You're on 34 because this is an important
I don't know.
verse.
My mic
I
is
said
fine.
Ruben.
Because it's one of those
Oh,
three
Reuben.
name verses again.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said you're on verse 34. It's one of those three name verses, which is obviously important that those three people be
Yes,
pulled
verse
out. 'Cause, you
34.
know,
Hadid, Zebuim, Nebalat, Lod, and Ono, the valley of craftsmen. Is that where? So they were in the valley
What?
of craftsmen.
what? 'Cause mine says Lud, Ono, comma the Valley of Craftsmen. What's that?
Oh,
What's
or it's
that?
Ono, the valley of craftsmen. Okay, hold on.
I think Ono is the Valley of Craftsmen.
Okay.
Okay, best guess here. Anyways, and certain divisions of the Levites in Judah were assigned to Benjamin. Certain divisions. So
well,
it's not,
the Levites were supposed to be all over the place, right? So,
yeah, I guess. But the thing is, if they want to establish this place as a central cult, wouldn't they just have them all there?
yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
But that's the end of your chapter,
Yeah.
isn't it? Wow.
That is the
Well-
end of chapter 11.
And do you
Chapter
hear
11.
something strange?
I
There-
do. Landon, do you hear something weird?
Some.
Yeah, some kind of buzzing. Except Landon isn't doing it. It's something
Yeah,
else.
it's totally not Landon.
Totally not Landon.
Oh.
Behold, I am your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I want to let all you heathens and sinners know that I support this wonderful episode of Atheist Sunday School. Lawrence and Reuben try their very best to bring you the true glory of the Bible, and they need your help. They have provided links to their Patreon page and other social media just for you. Once again, my name is Jesus Christ, and this is Milwaukee Atheists. The Lord is with them. God bless.
Transition now.
Wow.
Wow, thank you.
Oh boy, that is great.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ, fantastic.
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh boy, I am not excited for this.
Why is that? It's because Landon's reading? Jeez, you guys are mean.
Oh, I didn't say that. I'm not excited for this list that I see.
Oh, so Landon too gets a list. Everybody gets a list
Everyone
today.
gets a list today.
Everybody gets a list today.
Well, isn't that fun? Landon,
Oh.
It's your turn to read a list.
take it away.
Chapter 12. Now these are the priests and the Levites who came up with Zerubbabel, the son of Shalatiel, right? And Jeshua,
And
Sure.
Zerubbabel, for those that don't remember, that was the guy that was against the rebuilding of the temple.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the guys.
Oh. Jeremiah and Ezra. Oh, hey, there's Ezra. Is that the Ezra is there one that Ezra? Is that the Ezra that you were looking for?
Probably.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I hope
Yeah.
so. Or it's confusing.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the verse 2. Amariah, Maluch, Atush, Shekinah, Rahum, Meremoth, Edo, Ginnethoi, Abijah, maybe, Mir Jamin, Mahadaha, Bilgah, Shemra, Jahirib, Jehadah, Selu, Amuk, Akah, Jedidah. These are the heads of the priests of the kinsmen
Yes,
in the
they are.
days of.
Hey,
Joshua, right?
Landon,
Are you okay?
you want to switch chapters so we can?
No, I was like, I can give it a try if you want, unless you want to first have this chapter. I mean, sure, I'll give it a try. Let's see. So we're on chapter 8 or verse 8, right? Because that's important. And
Yes.
these are the leaders of Jeshua, Benoni, Kadmiel, Sherabah, Judah, Matanza, what did you say? Tanatha, maybe? Who was in
Mataniah.
charge of the song of Thanksgiving, and he with his brothers. I hope you're having good fun with this. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not on camera, so I'm laughing my ass off.
Go for it. This is supposed to be. I mean, how else are you going to enjoy this list of
You
stuff?
can't. It's unenjoyable normally.
Also, Baku Haka, Ani, and their brothers who stood opposite of them in their service divisions. And Jeshua became the father of Joachim, and Joachim became the father of Ezra Sheeb, and Ezra became the father of Joiada. Notice it says became the father rather than begat.
Mine says begat, and that sounds really strange. Like so and so became a father of. Like that's.
You can't help but do that. If you're the father, yeah. It's a weird way of
Mine just
phrasing.
says the father of. Mine doesn't say became or begat.
And Joiada became the father of Joathim, and Joathim became the father of Jaddua. And now these are the days of Joachim, priest. The heads of the fathers of the households were. Of course, you got another list.
Yay.
Meriah, maybe? Jeremiah, Hananiah, of Ezra. Hey, there's the same Ezra. Meshullam, and of Jeremiah, Jehoiakim, Maluchkai, Jonathan, of Shebadiah, Joseph, of Harim, Ada, of Mahalath, Hekiah, of Edo, Zechariah of Ginnethon, Meshullam of Abadiah, Zechariah of Min,
What?
well, Eamin. How would you say it?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Boadiah, I guess it's Peltai, I guess. Biga, Shamua of Shamriah, Jehothan, Jeharib, Matenai of Jedediah, Uzi of Shelai, Kalhai of Enoch, Eber of Helkanai, Helshabiah of Jebedah, Nethamel. As for the Levites, the heads of fathers of the households were registered in the days of Ajahib, Joiada, Johanan, and Judah, were the priests in the reign of Darius and Pershan. So,
Wait,
verse 23. In case you're going forward, because this is riveting stuff. Verse 23, and we're about halfway through, so enjoy. The sons of Levi, the heads of the father of the households, were registered in the book of Chronicles.
Oh my
The
God.
Book of Chronicles.
Oh man, everyone hates that one.
Up to the days of Jonathan, the son of Elishahib. And the sons of the Levites were, of course, we have to name them, Hashabai, Sherebiah, Jesu, the son of Kadmiel, of the brothers opposite them. It's an odd phrase. To praise and give thanks, as prescribed by David, the man of God, division according to the division. That's a really odd way of saying it. As prescribed by David, the man of God, division corresponding to division.
I have a
What
watch
does that
by
mean?
watch.
What?
Is that kind of in the same vein as time after time? That also doesn't make any sense.
I would think watch by watch means like shift after shift.
Something like that,
right?
yeah.
So like continually.
Yeah, because people take watch. And I'll take first watch, or I'll just take all the watches.
Okay, so we're into verse 25, because follow along here, folks. Painful as it is.
Hashtag blame the Bible.
I will.
Mattaniah and Bakhab, Adoniah, Meshullam, Talmon, and Akub, the gatekeepers keeping watch at the storehouses of the gates.
Who are they?
Because the gatekeepers are important. You have to do this thing. They served in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Joshua, the son of Zedek, in the days of Nehemiah, the governor, and Ezra, the priest and scribe. There's that Ezra again.
So
Verse 27.
One note about when it said the Chronicles. And when it says the Book of Chronicles specifically. This rather general designation for Chronicles or Annals does not appear to refer to the canonical Book of Chronicles.
Oh, dear.
No, yay!
Yay!
Because I don't want to talk about the chronicler.
I guess it wasn't written in the Chronicles.
It was
of the
not
Kings,
written.
blah, blah, blah.
Was not written. Yeah.
Yes. 27. Now, the dedication of the wall of Jerusalem, they sought out the Levites from all their places to bring them to Jerusalem, so they might celebrate the dedication with gladness, with hymns and thanksgiving and songs, to the accomplishment of cymbals, ding, 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 harps and lyres. Well, it sounds like a good noise. And the sons of the singers were assembled from the district around Jerusalem and from the villages of the Netophathites.
Oh yeah, that's a weird one.
Netophathi.
Netophathites.
Netophathites.
Well,
Netophathi.
mine says the
Netophathites.
villages of Netophathi.
Okay, so the Netophathites would make sense.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. From Beth Gilgal and from their fields in Geba and Asmaveth, the singers built themselves villages around Jerusalem. Wow. So you have pretty noisy villages there, all the singers. And the priests and the Levites purify themselves, for they also purify the people, the gates, and the wall. You got to have pure gates and pure walls. Doesn't count otherwise. And then I had the leaders. Interesting, by the way, we're doing first person there. Mine says, then I had the leaders of Judah come up to the top of the wall, and I appointed them 2 great choirs, first proceeding at the right of the top of the wall towards the refuge gate. Okay. Hosanna and half the leaders of Judah followed them, with Ezra and Meshullam, Judah, Benjamin, Shematha, Jeremiah, and the sons of the priests with the trumpets, and Zechariah, the son of Jothana, the son of Sherematha, the son of Mattatha, the son of Micah, the son of Zechor, the son of Asaph. Because it's important to know that lineage, because they don't want to confuse it with the other well-known dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this is important stuff, right? So verse 36, you're following along there in the chat room? And his kinsmen, Sherema, Azarel, Malai,
Yeah.
Gilalai, Mahai, Nethamel, Judah, Hamanai, and the musical instruments of David, the man of God, and Ezra the scribe went before them.
Well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
The musical instruments of David.
Yes.
Right? David played like
A lyre.
A lyre.
Yeah.
So think about this. You've got a handheld, probably pretty ornate harp that,
Sure.
well, let's assume that it probably had some gold in it.
Wow.
So when the temple was sacked and the king's house right next to the temple,
Well,
which was just as impressive,
We never got any description of how the instruments were made. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh well, moving on.
I mean,
One
probably
would
the-
still figure
the
that-
actual. Are they saying the musical instruments of David as in it's the type of instruments that David had?
Yeah,
I
no-
can't
no
imagine
idea.
After they've been sacked several
Could be
times,
either
that
one.
those instruments are sacked.
Yeah, it could. I feel like they would have been destroyed or lost in the exile.
I mean,
so.
I would think that when the city was sacked, the
Yeah, they would've
expensive
taken-
looking things in the king's house
Yeah.
would be among the first things to go.
Sure, no, definitely. So I'm not 100% sure, but this we've seen this twice in this chapter already. I think when it comes to David, the man of God, he was never called that before.
No.
He was called the son of God, but that's
It is
because he was
interesting
like,
that also that Nehemiah is basically doing his I did this. So that's also a little bit unusual.
Yep. Back to first person.
yeah, we keep switching.
Okay, so verse 37. And the fountain gate, they went directly up to the steps of the city of David by the stairway of the wall above the house of David to the west water gate on the east. And by the way, are these things like water gates and so forth? Are these still known, or are they just stuff lost in
I have
antiquity.
no idea.
The
There's a
second
hotel
choir
named
proceeded
after it.
to the left, while I followed them with half the people on the wall above the tower, parentheses, to the broad wall, and above the gate of Ephraim by the old gate, by the fish gate, ooh, and by the tower of, I wonder if his fish gate smelled of fishes.
Yep.
And the tower of Hanadel, the tower of the 100, which 100? And of the sheep gate. Wow. Because got to have a gate, especially for sheep, right?
Yep.
As far as the sheep gate, and they stopped at the gate of the guard, because the guard probably didn't let them go forward. And they took two choir, and the two choirs, they took their stand in the house of God. So did I, and half of the officers with me. And the priests, of course you have to name them, Ezakim, Mezahah, Minamim, Mekama, Elo, Ina, Zehara, Hanana, and the trumpets. Wait a minute. And with the trumpets.
Yeah, well, with the trumpets.
So those are the priests, and with the trumpets, because you got to have trumpets because you got to make a noise, right?
Yeah.
Mahasena, Shematha, Eleazar, Uzi, Jonathan, Melchah, Elam, Ezer, and the singers sang, and Jezreel their leader, on the day that they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced, because God had given them great joy, even the women. Wow. And the women and the children rejoiced. I guess because they're surprised that the women, because it says,
Yep. It's a surprise.
Yeah, it is a surprise.
yeah, it's a surprise.
Surprise.
On that day, they offered great sacrifices and rejoiced because God had given them great joy. Even the women.
Yep.
And
Even
the
the women.
children
Even they were
rejoiced.
happy.
Wow.
All 10.
Because,
I
you
didn't know that
know,
women and children were, wow. I guess he thought that that was a pretty thing. And the joy of Jerusalem was heard from afar. Ooh.
So,
Okay.
I have a note
So-
here. I have a note here for the joy of Judah was upon the priests and the Levites. I think that was verse. What verse was that for you guys? 43.
43.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, 43.
Yeah.
This is even the women and children rejoiced.
Okay.
But
The
for
idea-
Judah rejoiced for the priests and for the Levites is in 44.
No, I know because this is the Hebrew,
Yeah.
so it's a different numbering.
Right, but the joy of Jerusalem is in 43.
Wait, yours
Okay.
has Jerusalem?
43
So the joy
is
Oh yeah,
also
yeah,
is
yeah,
heard
Jerusalem.
from afar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of verse 43.
Huh,
Yeah.
Weird. Okay. I'm gonna recheck this then. We can continue. Sorry.
Okay, verse 44. On that day, the men were appointed over the chambers for the stores and the contributions, the first fruits, the tithes, to gather them all from the fields of the cities, of the portions are required by the law for the priests and the Levites. For Judah rejoiced over the priests and the Levites who served.
So,
And they performed. Go ahead.
so it seems to imply that they were throwing this celebration and they didn't think ahead because they had to appoint the people to like do the things on the day that they were doing the things.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
maybe,
they
maybe
didn't.
it has something to do with like being connected to a certain place. Like you wouldn't appoint a place before the place is ready.
Well,
Like it has to do with
I mean,
some
thinking
sort of
about like
covenantal thing.
planning, right? Like
No, I get it. I'm agreeing with you
Is this chapter done yet?
that what you are suggesting makes perfect sense.
My lord, this chapter.
Yeah. But the one note I want to hit on So the idea is that the people were jubilant to see these two segments of their sacerdotal class once again celebrating the cult in the temple, and thus they were happy to shower on them the gifts and donations prescribed by tradition. That's why they rejoiced. So I think that this is the linking between the actual priest and the temple. A priest needs a temple, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's the idea.
I guess, just goes without saying. So I won't say it.
Okay.
Okay, so where were we? We
47.
were on, because we did say we're on end of verse 44, right?
Mhm.
For they perform the worship of their God and the service of purification together with the singers and the gatekeepers in accordance with the command of David and his son Solomon. Well, that's kind of odd that they talk about the command of David and Solomon, I guess, with regards to temple stuff. For in the days of David and as in ancient times, there were leaders of the singers, songs of praise, and hymns of thanksgiving to God. And so all of Israel in the days of Zerubbabel and Nehemiah gave the portions due the singers and the gatekeepers as each day required, and set apart consecrated portion for the Levites, and the Levites set apart consecrated portion for the sons of Aaron.
And that's
And all I could say to the writer of this chapter is, you can go stuff yourself. I mean, really.
You hate him.
No, it's just that you sit there and say, well, there's some dudes and some priests and some more priests and some Levites and some gatekeepers, and they all had a good time. Hurrah, hurrah, God.
yep.
Yeah, they were happy
How hard would
about
it
the
have been
wall
just to say
being there.
that?
Yep. They built the wall, and now they're celebrating.
Yeah.
And walls have been so successful
Yeah,
for
walls,
Jerusalem
walls
before.
can't stop airplanes, can they?
No.
I
but-
also heard they invented something called a ladder some time ago.
What?
Yeah, and you could put those by those walls.
Oh, that's crazy.
And it just
you're
nullifies
crazy,
them.
Chris.
Nullifies
It's
them
a
entirely.
little difficult to get
I mean,
a whole
again,
army
if you
up a
summarize it,
ladder.
let's say that you had the priests
up
and
two
Levites who
ladders.
came
What
with
about a hole?
Zerubbabel. You have this dedication of the wall. You have some things about temple service, and that's sort of
Summarizes
it.
Yeah, that pretty much.
I mean-
Pretty boring.
Yeah. That's an understatement.
With that being said, if
So
you're enjoying,
I apologize to those people whose names I butchered. Sorry, but I had fun.
Oh, I'm sure that they're rolling in their graves right now, Landon.
some of them might have existed.
Yes, maybe a couple. I have no idea. Nobody knows.
So if you're enjoying the stream so far, that's the end of chapter 12. Give us a like or a dislike, share, comment.
it's all good.
You know, I haven't seen Nightbot in there, so
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know
Um,
what's
if-
up with it.
be
If
mindful
If
of.
more people comment, if we get more engagement, then Nightbot will comment more.
Weird.
Yeah, make fun of my pronunciations.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Do it.
Yeah, every time Landon mispronounces one of those.
Take a
those
drink.
Meshulam.
Goodbye.
die.
Liver.
Goki
Goodbye, liver.
dudes.
All right, but let's continue with chapter 13.
Last one.
Last chapter.
All
It's
right.
Short.
Chapter 13. On that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonite and the Moabite should not come into the congregation of God
Whoa.
forever,
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
because they
So I
meant
wonder how
not.
many people are actually Ammonites or Moabite descendants today.
No idea.
Does that
Not a clue.
mean that you? Is that just a temple, or is that like any religious gathering?
Well, the assembly of God, this would specifically be for the temple.
Landon,
Yes.
this is the 6th clarifying question that you've asked in realms.
So-
and Lawrence has said, I don't know to all of them. No,
So-
I'm
some
just
of them I
telling
don't
you,
know.
Lawrence
they've
doesn't
got-
I
know.
don't know.
They've got separate drinking fountains and bathrooms and
Sometimes a chap knows. That's why. Especially referring to Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 4, by the way.
Yeah, I do. There is a note. I see that Jonah posted it, but there is a note for that.
because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them that he should curse them. Howbeit our God turned the curse into a blessing. You remember that
Yeah.
Balaam kept trying to curse them
Yeah.
over and over again,
Yeah.
and it kept not working.
Yeah.
Now, it came to pass, when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude.
Now, mine says include all foreigners from Israel.
Same thing.
Yeah.
They engaged in ethnic cleansing.
Here's this. The Hebrew says merely mixture, but the present translation, like the King James Version, understands the word as an ellipsis, where it's rendered as motley throng.
Motley Throng.
What? Exodus 12:38? Apparently it's the same word used there.
Hmm.
Okay.
And-
But yeah, they're a bunch of racists. Go on.
Yep. And before this, Eliashib, the priest, having the oversight of the chamber of the house of our God, was allied unto Tobiah. And he had prepared for him a great chamber, where aforetime they laid the meat offerings, the frankincense, and the vessels, and the tithes of corn, the new wine, and the oil, which was to be given to the Levites, and the singers, and the porters, and the offerings of the priests. But in all this time was not I at Jerusalem. For in the 32nd year of Artaxerxes, king of Babylon, came I unto the king, and after certain days obtained I leave of the king. And I came to Jerusalem and understood of the evil that Eliashib did for Tobiah in preparing him a chamber in the courts of the house of God. And
What evil is this?
He put things in the high places again.
No.
I don't know.
well,
He sinned in the
So-
eyes of the Lord.
so basically, this guy repurposed an area of the temple as an office,
Effectively.
effectively.
You're not supposed to do
and
that.
you're not supposed to do
No.
this. And it grieved me sore.
Yep.
Therefore I cast forth all the household stuff of Tobiah out of the chamber. Then I commanded, and they cleansed the chambers, and thither brought I again the vessels of the house of God with the meat offering and the frankincense.
Yeah, having been converted to secular private use, the chambers now have to undergo ritual purification.
Yep.
So basically he started running an online store or something out of the chambers with them.
Yeah, there's a gift shop or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy water and bobbleheads.
Hey, get yesterday's sacrifices. Get your sacrifices here.
Ash for Wednesday. Ash for Wednesday.
And I perceived that the portions of the Levites had not been given to them. For the Levites and the singers that did the work were fled, every one unto his field. Then contended I with the rulers, and said, Why is the house of God forsaken? And I gathered them together and set them in their place. Then brought all Judah the tithe of the corn and the new wine and the oil unto the treasuries. And I made treasurers over the treasuries,
Wow.
Shelemiah the priest and Zadok the scribe, and of the Levites, Pedaiah, and next to them was Hanan the son of Zaccur, the son of Mattaniah, for they were counted faithful, and their office was to distribute unto their brethren. Remember me, O my God, concerning this, and wipe not out my good deeds that I have done for the house of my God, and for the offices thereof. In those days saw I in Judah some treading wine presses on the Sabbath, and bringing in sheaves, and lading asses, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manner of burdens, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day.
Hold on, just a second. So Nehemiah, in his project of reform, now moves on from the temple and its functionaries to the Sabbath. Observance of the Sabbath, as we have seen elsewhere, becomes an essential condition for belonging to the community of Israel in late biblical texts. So this may have been developing at the same time as the laws about not working on the Sabbath and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
This may have been all happening together.
Well, there are, to this day, still some areas in Israel where if you drive around on the Sabbath, you'll get
this
rocks
day.
thrown at your car.
Yeah. Don't do it. You're not supposed to.
Now,
And
is it work to throw rocks at Sabbath breakers?
Hmm?
Is it work to pick up rocks and throw them at Sabbath breakers? Is that considered?
No, maybe.
No, that's
Oof.
relaxing.
Breaking
Then you have to
rocks.
throw rocks at each other.
That's
and
supposed to be enjoyable for your day off.
yeah, that's a leisure
That's a
activity.
pastime. But no, that's a Sunday driver expression. Seriously, that's a thing. Don't drive on Sunday.
And
Maybe they have like automated machines that
Rock
are set
throwers.
up before the Sabbath that detects cars and throws it at them, so they don't actually do work on the
well,
Sabbath.
you know,
You know,
there are like
yeah.
elevators in Israel
Yeah.
where like on the Sabbath it's set up so that it just goes floor to floor all
yeah,
day.
yeah. Like
Because
they
you're
literally
not
try to
allowed-
get around it.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to spark a flame, and they took that as meaning that when you press a button in an elevator,
Yeah,
it
send a charge.
And you can't cook anything, so they prepare things the day before.
Could
and-
sparking a flame include causing a transistor to transition?
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think like the Amish do a very similar thing, like
Can't do
to
it.
get around. Is it the Amish? No, I think it's a different group. But like on certain days they can't use electricity or something, so they have to get around it. Like they have like these things set up on timers, and they go off and cook something for them, and like it's just all sorts of weird. Like thanks religion.
Thanks.
Yeah. So is this Nehemiah dude sort of setting the tone for this, or is he just documenting a certain?
I feel like he's
zealotry that's-
documenting it.
Was there all the time?
I think it would definitely be a documentation of it.
well, I think,
Finally, a question you
Yeah.
can answer.
and I testified against them on the day wherein they sold victuals. There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, which brought fish and all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath unto the children of Judah and in Jerusalem. Then I contended with the nobles of Judah, and said unto them, What evil thing is this that you do, and profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers thus, and did not our God bring all this evil upon us, and upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath.
He's literally just talking to some random people. I don't even think they're.
Yeah.
He's-
so he's gone
he's
off
talking
on
to the
on
nobility.
on a
No,
rant
he's
of biblical proportion.
Wasn't he just talking to? To the nobles. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Never mind.
Get
I thought he
that
was
rant
like-
of biblical proportion.
I thought he was talking to the Tyrians after. I was like, why is he scolding these guys?
Right. Well, in their law, the Tyrians are able to come in and try and sell things.
Yeah, the Tyrians would be fine.
Yeah. It's just that they're not allowed to buy anything from them on the Sabbath. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I commanded that the gates should be shut, and charged that they should not be opened till after the Sabbath. And some of my servants set I at the gates, that there should be no burden be brought in on the Sabbath day, so that the merchants and sellers of all kind of ware lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified against them, and said unto them, Why lodge ye about the wall? If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you. From that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath.
Oh shit.
And I commanded the Levites that they should cleanse themselves, and that they should come and keep the gates to sanctify the Sabbath day. Remember me, O my God, concerning this also, and spare me according to the greatness of thy mercy. In those
So,
days.
so I'm saying, and this thing, he's basically saying they can't even stand in line waiting to get into the city when the walls reopen.
Yeah, basically.
Well, let's see. So he has a note
No
here.
camping out ahead of time.
Alter has a note on this one. Although the merchants remain on the outside, their presence and staying close to the wall suggests that they may be looking for a moment during the Sabbath when they might slip inside. Perhaps if the closed gates are left slightly ajar by would-be trading partners within. Hence Nehemiah's fury.
Wow.
It's trying to sneak
people
into the
cheating.
city.
This is all because somebody allegedly created some universe and decided to rest one day
Yep.
because they were tired.
Yep.
Because universe creation is like really hard work.
Yeah, I don't know how hard it is.
In those days also saw I Jews that married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of
Oh
Moab.
no.
Damn it.
Oh no.
dear.
Ugh. And their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people. And I contended with
Now,
them.
by the way, it says cannot speak in the language of Judah. Mine. So.
I contended with them, and cursed them, and smote certain of them, and plucked off their hair, and made them swear by God, saying, Ye shall not give your daughters unto their sons, nor take their daughters unto your sons, or for yourselves. Did not Solomon, king of Israel,
hold on, what?
sin by these things?
What verse was that?
25?
Yeah, that was 25.
25. Okay.
25 to 20.
Go on.
So it's basically he hit them and pulled out their hair and made them swear to not have sex with the wrong people. Okay? Gotcha.
Yeah. Yet among many nations was there no king like him, who was beloved of his God, and God made him king over all Israel. Nevertheless, even him did outlandish women cause to sin.
Hold on, just so we're clear.
Outlandish. No, mine says, nevertheless, the foreign woman caused even him to sin.
Let's not pass over this. He was just beating some kids because they couldn't speak the language.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's not pass over that.
And he was braiding people that love each other, saying you're having sex with the wrong folk.
He's just mad. He's like, oh my god, just like when like so many conservatives here are like, when you're in America, you speak English.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is like-
You
yeah,
speak
mine
American
says-
So,
when
like,
you're here.
this is the equivalent of, like, Donald Trump going over and personally beating up some kids who can't speak English.
Yes.
Yeah, after having them separated from their parents or something like that.
Yeah.
This is verse, because verse 26 of mine says, Did not Solomon, king of Israel, sin according to these things? Yet among the many nations was there no king like him, and he was loved by God, and God made him king over Israel. Nevertheless, the foreign women caused him, even him, to sin. Wow.
Oof.
Gosh. Them foreign women.
Yup. Shall we then hearken unto you to do all this great evil, to transgress against our God in marrying strange wives? And one of the sons of Joiada.
Wait, is this where the term strange comes from?
Because mine says, acting unfaithfully against our God by marrying foreign women.
Yeah. And one of the sons of Joiada, the son of Eliashib the high priest, was son-in-law to Sanballat the Horonite.
Sambalat, that was the guy that was against
The Horonite, yeah. Somewhat
Yeah.
the Horonite, yeah, we know about him. Yeah.
Therefore I chased him from me. Just chased him away.
Just
What a dude.
this is the son-in-law of Sambalat. It's not even Sambalat.
Right.
Yeah.
It's his son-in-law.
Yeah.
Why?
And he just chases him. He just doesn't like him because
Get
he's
outta here.
related.
Yeah. Remember them, oh my God, because they have defiled the priesthood and the covenant of the priesthood and of the Levites. Thus cleansed I them from all strangers, and appointed the wards of the priests and the Levites, every one in his business, and for the wood offering, at times appointed, and for the first fruits, remember me, O my God, for good.
I mean, if this has actually happened, this guy is a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah. What an asshole.
And this is, and they actually wrote some old holy text about all this jerky stuff he did.
So that concludes the book of Nehemiah. Lawrence, what did you think of Nehemiah?
Nehemiah has, it got interesting at the end. But
It's got peaks and valleys.
yes, now the valleys are really low valleys.
Yeah.
Because they're
It's
fucking
really-
Chronicle level.
Yeah, it was not fun. That was 3 chapters, I think, of a bunch of lists. Yeah, until we got. Oh man, what an episode! I apologize, but
Not our fault.
Uh,
blame the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was not our fault.
I think it really. I mean, I don't know. I mean, because King David did a lot of jerky things too, but this Nehemiah guy just seems like just an arse of the highest order.
He's
And
just
Especially if you wrote this.
xenophobe,
He just
and
threatens
a
to beat people
misogynist,
up.
and a guy that likes to beat people
Yep.
and torture people, and is a religious zealot wacko. I mean, and he has the gall, assuming that he wrote it. I don't know who wrote it, or quote, "Remember me, O God, for good." Well, no, I'll remember you for being a jerk.
Yeah.
Not for being good. Yeah. So no beholds, as you can see there.
Yep,
Sorry,
no.
guys.
No beholds, sadly.
No beholds, but
So no, that's no. This Nehemiah guy, this is a disgusting book.
yeah,
yeah.
it is.
I mean, so was Ezra.
Yeah, it's just like, don't race mix,
Real
right?
bad.
Which is nonsense. I mean, they're literally encouraging like a lack of genetic diversity.
Inbreeding.
We get that shit all the time, though.
It's
Like as Jews, we get that shit all the time. From my grandparents.
Are texts like this used to rationalize this? Only your own kind. So
Yeah,
I know if there's a
surely.
law
Fucking
that didn't
probably.
allow mixed people or made races to intermarry in the U.S. Did they use stuff like this to rationalize it?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they did, yeah.
All right.
yeah.
All right, well, that is the end of the book, the end of the chapters for the day. And if you guys like the stream, because you're a masochist, I guess. So if you guys enjoyed that, drop a like, subscribe.
Check out our Amazon wish list and our Teespring for wacky and fun t-shirts.
See this T-shirt? You might think this is just a T-shirt. No. This is a T-shirt that says this is the Platonic form of the T-shirt. Which,
Yes.
by the
It
way, I have
is.
a question. Was it the Platonic form before you wrote this is the Platonic form, or is this a T-shirt not of the cloth type, but a T-shirt with a slogan on it?
No,
Is that what you're using?
That is the Platonic form
Well,
of the T-shirt.
perhaps it's more of an Aristotelian form of the T-shirt, given that Aristotle makes distinct matter and form. So it maintains the form, even though there is additional matter.
Yeah, the matter is just the conduit for the form.
Well,
And what's cool about this T-shirt is you walk around and people just think, oh, he's just put on a white T-shirt, how underdressed. And then if they actually bother to look at it more, then they see this thing and there's this discussion going on. And then this has become the discussion where you talk about what is an actual T-shirt, right? Not a
Yeah.
T-shirt of the undergarment type, but a T-shirt that has a slogan on it. And this is the Platonic form of a slogan T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, but if you were to go to the Teespring to support this group, you could buy a cool shirt like this.
Yes.
Yes, you
Definitely.
could be the owner
That-
of the Platonic form of the T-shirt.
Yes, you could be. And also, my phone is about to die, so let's... Not my phone. My mic is about to die, so let's finish this off.
We will see you next Sunday.
Check all the links in the description. Yay!